snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. That's Jokes.
Yo.
That's Sid.
Yes, sir.
This is Loaded Snacks Weekly.
It is.
Where we get together once a week, talk about things that are happening in pop culture.
Yeah.
And today, we have several topics to discuss. But I want to start by telling y'all how we just had one of the nastiest snack bites in the history of snack bites. And we have had
We've had
a
some
lot
nasty
of
stuff.
things.
A
lot of things.
Washing up my palate right now.
I need more than water. Like, I need a tasty beverage.
Need a new tongue?
A new tongue? Bro, would you take it? You know what?
Well, you want some more?
That's nasty, dog.
Want me to give you some more?
Take that bag.
It was
Put that
nasty.
bag in that trash can. Over say yonder.
Oh, it will be when we're done tonight.
Over say yonder? Over say yonder?
Over say yonder.
Over say yonder.
I don't even know what kind of fake country ass that was. I ain't even know.
It sounds like it's a little foghorn, leghorn mixed in somewhere.
Yeah, like what does that mean?
Dog, that shit got me.
I say.
Look, let's talk about Apple Arcade.
Cool.
And I know it's arcade, and I know we're talking about games, and that maybe normally that would be reserved for cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this has bigger implications than just games. Because I this is, in my opinion, a bit of an attempt to help push games back into that Wii realm of everybody plays games. Everybody can play games. So many people have an iPhone, an iPad, Apple TV, whatever. Low barrier of entry, $5 a month. Let's get as many people in playing these games. High quality games, some exclusive titles, things like that, to show people who maybe otherwise wouldn't give them a shot.
True.
You know, that because they're already carrying the device, look what you can do. Look what kind of fun you can have. Look what you can experience. But I also have a bit of a question around that. I've been listening to people talk about Apple Arcade, the number of games, like over 100 games, you know, they intend to have, you know, in there. And remembered that the biggest complaint that I used to hear all the time, specifically about the App Store, was discoverability. That there was nobody at the helm of curation making sure that things that were really good were easy to find. And I feel like having to pay $5 a month is the only way you can get a truly curated experience for at least the games on the App Store. Because only for $5 a month are you specifically getting these kind of higher end, higher tiered experiences that are put directly in front of you with a very low barrier of entry, that you can also play with a controller
If you want to.
because now you can connect an Xbox or a PlayStation controller that's Bluetooth, you know, to your Apple device in order to play. And I find that a little crazy that what people have been asking for or wanting these companies, specifically Apple, but we're not going to leave Android out of it, to do. And there's been complaints about even on like the Microsoft, Steam, you know, other places where these games sit, where people are asking for some level of curation, right? And they do highlight stuff, like push it to the front. Like this game just came out today, you know what I mean? Like Super Mario Run, right to the front, you know, or whatever. I don't even know that that's fair. I don't know how they come up with those deals, or whether or not that's something Nintendo's paying for, or if Apple's paying for it because they're getting some level of exclusivity for a time, you know, or whatever it is. But I find it a little crazy that after all these years, in order to get some level of curation to kind of help the good stuff push their way to the top, you got to pay $5 a month to do that. Before we dig too deep into that, though, I'm gonna start with you, Jokes, because of the three of us, you're the only Apple user. And so, have you had a chance to check out Apple Arcade?
So I jumped into it. I went ahead and did. They give you a free 30-day trial, so you can get in and kind of experience it. So as of now, I've only downloaded 2 games so far. One was just purely off of the fact like Sonic was on the front page, Sonic Racing. So naturally, Sonic jumped out a little bit different. I was like, let me go ahead and download Sonic. The other one, I forget the name of it, was one of the games that they showcased on stage when they did the presentation for Apple Arcade. I forget the name of it, but it's pretty much your character. I don't want to say you're going to like the music of what's happening, but you kind of, it's almost like a temple run style thing where your person is moving forward and you're kind of collecting coins, hearts, whatever it was. Kind of interesting, but I like what they had to offer when you jump right in. So they definitely, I don't know if they, pull some of your other data to kind of put some of these games forward to you, maybe to recommend, we recommend this one to you, or if it's just kind of like an overall recommendation. Because those were the first 2 that kind of just jumped right at me when I first booted it into it. I personally like the idea of having, some of these games with more higher fidelity, different style games than just your typical average App Store games that are in there for it. Personally, me, I don't know if I necessarily play enough games on my phone to warrant me paying $5 each month, but for some of the games that you normally have to purchase that are involved with it, it kind of makes it worthwhile if you're someone that picks up those type of games on the normal.
But isn't that the point? Isn't the point, I would think, to try to get people who don't normally play? You have it every day. It goes with you everywhere,
every single day.
And isn't the point supposed to be to try to get people who otherwise wouldn't to start doing it? Like if you have an Apple TV?
Got an Apple TV?
Right, and you can connect the PlayStation or an Xbox controller to that, and you can play those same games on there, right? And essentially get a console experience. But then if you want to take that experience on the go with you,
you just switch back over.
You can. Not that this is something that's designed to compete with Stadia specifically or xCloud or whatever, but do you think that, because here's the thing, it seems to be sprinkled a little bit in both camps. The camps of people who are the hardcore gamers who actually do have their cellular devices, but consider themselves to be the console or the PC gamer that doesn't really play games on mobile. You know what I mean? Might pick something up every now and again, but for the most part,
that's where I fall in.
Right?
Yeah.
But also be aimed at mom, dad. You know what I mean? I know people in their 60s, 70s who have iPods. I mean, not iPhones.
Right.
Maybe an iPod.
True.
I saw somebody the other day.
With a shovel?
Yes! Clipped on. Clipped on. And I just thought, you get him. You get him.
Oh, the cat?
Most definitely.
Had to be. Yeah.
Most definitely. Fresh blue joint. That joint looked like it was new.
Oh.
Probably had
It wasn't clearly.
No, it wasn't brand new. But they take care of it like it's brand new.
One of the stores may have had one just, hey, this is shuffle over
there. They take care of it like it's brand new.
Yeah. But yeah, so having had a chance to kind of look at it, look at the interface, look at how it works, because you also have a Mac.
Got a Mac as well, too.
So, do you feel like, is it aimed at maybe the more casual, not even a gamer, somebody who is more likely to be playing a game on their phone?
On their phone. Yeah, because definitely when you look at something like Lego Brawl, so I think the Lego games are probably some of the most fun that you can get from being a kid, an adult. I think that was an interesting ad that they put into it. Like
what is this? This right here that says, "Hey, new players."
So this says get hints. So let's just
for hot lava.
Now you know what? I play that. I'm thinking the idea is,
you can't touch the floor.
Can't touch the floor.
Which is cool. But here's the thing. It says, hey, new players.
Yep.
It is specifically targeting people who don't normally and are new to this, but have decided I'm in for free for a month, right? And $5 might not be so bad, especially if you can see how much these would cost you otherwise, right? See? Assemble with care. That looks like a old Game Boy.
Like a Labo kit.
You and that Game Boy? And that SP?
That does look like. As a matter of fact, I think it probably is.
Well, like it's supposed to be an SP. I mean, it's simple. It just says get. I mean, you're in there. You might as well. Oh, there go again.
There go the game cartridge.
Game Boy cartridge.
That one is basically pop and play. The pop
they got
and play.
cameras on it too. That's actually kind of interesting right there.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, does this? Is there a potential for $5 a month and an Apple TV? Apple TVs cost how much?
Started like
More than $5.
Huh?
More than $5.
You right. I know that. I knew that.
$150 if I'm not mistaken, just for the entry. The
I mean, look, I bought one I think for $100 at Christmas like a couple years ago or whatever. There's one here somewhere.
Gotcha.
It wasn't for me. Okay? I have children who have bought into the ecosystem.
You do.
I'm not doing it.
They failed.
But like to get, I guess one that maybe can do Bluetooth and whatever, like is that maybe more? But look, $150, maybe even $200 is a relatively small barrier of entry, right? If you already have an iPhone, you already have access to these games, and you find out you can play them
on your TV.
On your TV with a controller, right? Because I was there. When people were buying Brain Age and then going, how do I play this? Oh, you need to spend $130 to buy this because you can't just buy the game. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, what you need to play the game doesn't come in the box the game is in, but you're a grandparent. And you don't even have, you're a person who's old enough to be a grandparent and you don't even have grandchildren.
You just broke
but you saw the commercials for Brain Age and you're like,
you
that.
had to hop on it.
And listen to me when I say, I sold plenty of daggone Game Boy, a DS, to people who just wanted Brain Age.
Believe it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Brain Age was dope. Which,
to me, is the predecessor to the Wii. That to me is the thing that set off Nintendo like, wait a minute.
We got something.
We getting all these sales at this price point for this game that's $35. People are willing to drop $160 for this one game to make themselves a little bit smarter. A little bit faster. What could we do? And then the Wii comes and everybody has to have one. And Wii Sports is a thing and whatever, right?
Sports.
So I'm just saying, like, does this have that kind of potential to break? Could we see people? I'm just saying, as a person who has worked retail for multiple decades, I have seen and understand the way a lot of this business kind of trickles down, especially when it comes to games and things like that. So Apple Arcade is out now. It's $5 a month. It's very simple. It's easy. You already have a device that does it. And it's free right now.
Right now.
But in a month's time, when that goes away, and the only way to do it is for $5 a month, we will also be heavily beginning to push, here's the hot thing for the holiday. Here's the hot thing for the holiday. Here's what you should get so-and-so for the holiday, blah, blah, blah. And if you think you are not going to see Apple TV and Apple Arcade cards, subscription, you know what I mean, or whatever, it's going down. And it has every bit the potential, to me, to sell with Wii like hotcakes.
They need that killer app though. They need that killer game that
The Wii Sports, they need a Wii Sports in the brain age.
They do need it on there to pull everybody in, kind of like what you're talking about.
But here's the thing.
They need something like that.
It might already be there.
And it's just
And here's the crazy thing. But this is the thing. But they will have for free by the time they're ready to start running it. And when they start hitting Good Morning America, you know what I'm saying? When they start doing their hot such and such list, you know what I'm saying? What's the hot thing? Like last year before was Nintendo, right? With the minis. SNES Classic, NES Classic the year before that. That was the hot thing that was on everybody's, and all these people with all this nostalgia wanting to play video games and people hearing about it, and all you do is hook this little thing up to the TV and it's got all these games in it. Isn't that when they start adding that in with, oh, by the way, Apple TV Plus, you know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, you know what I mean? Like,
I hear what you're saying, but with the Nintendo thing, you're also selling that nostalgia too.
You are. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you have people that over the years, like over the last couple of years, have been hearing this thing. There's this little tiny device you hook up and it has all these games in it. And that's the hot thing.
Yeah. And that's what the Apple TV can be.
And that's what I'm saying. The Apple TV could very easily, unless Nintendo comes out and is like, N64 Classic. You know what I'm saying? Coming out November. You're barely going to be able to get one, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Everybody rushed out, grabbed some joints from 7-Eleven, because they'll have them in there. You ain't going to find Apple TVs in 7-Eleven. So when you can't get an N64 Classic,
you may hop to that. Apple TV.
I'm just...
The market and the potential is there for it to happen, definitely. As big as Apple is, you know, you can't, you know what I'm saying, take anything away from that.
The killer app is Jason Momoa having his own show that's only on Apple TV Plus. That's the killer app. Is Oprah having content that's only on Apple Plus?
See, I'm thinking of strictly games.
I understand.
I'm not thinking the TV shows on.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
the idea of like how that is.
Yeah, like you're in that box. Like it isn't just that. If you get an Apple TV,
you now have you have this world that just opens up to you that you're gonna have. And plus, now it's like if you buy like an Apple TV, an iPad, an iPhone, and all that, you get that joint for free for a year.
Right. Not to mention, Apple doesn't have to do a lot of the legwork because, excuse me, Best Buy is going to say, buy an Apple TV and a PlayStation controller.
Oh, yeah,
we'll send Geek Squad to your house to hook it up for you. We'll show you how to
everybody else will put their packages together for the holidays.
Yeah, like they're going to make it a thing. And I really believe that there's a potential there that's very different from what Android has. Because Android doesn't really have that great... I mean, don't get me wrong, there's Chromecast. But it ain't... I don't know that you're gaming on no Chromecast.
I don't think they say...
Other than Stadia.
Right.
Which is what they're pushing. Which has a much higher barrier of entry. Much more complicated and isn't for the general public mass consumption.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah, because it's all about that. Yeah, having it with you everywhere you go. You already have the device with you.
There is a potential for Apple TV to be the hottest selling, biggest, most important thing this holiday if they do this right.
I agree with you on that.
If they slap Jason Momoa's face
just right on the side of the box.
On a box.
Just start slapping Aquaman's face on everything.
Hey.
I'm just saying. Think of all of what else you can potentially have if you have an Apple TV.
That's what I'm thinking of. Like all the other stuff, not just gaming. Where I'm not thinking of all the stuff. Then
it is the opposite effect, technically, of what Xbox did with Xbox One. Right? It was. Yes, it's a gaming console, but you can do Netflix, you can do TV, you can do that, you can do, you know what I mean?
You can do all this other stuff.
And it was like, gamers were like, stop, we don't want it. Yes, you do. We don't want it. Yes, you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Try to take it away and see how many people start crying.
But in this case, it's like you have this Trojan horse in Apple Arcade at $5 a month, which ridiculous when you think about streaming services and what people pay for it, right? And if you're going to have a Trojan horse to get something in the house that potentially offsets streaming services like Netflix, which is what they want to do with Apple TV, offset Hulu, try to beat out what Disney's going to do, when you already know as well as I do that Disney Plus is going to be on Apple TV.
Oh, most certainly. Absolutely.
Yeah, Disney Plus be everywhere.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's a little box. Hook it up to whatever TV you got. Play all these games for $5 a month. Apple TV with the exclusive blah, 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 because it's in your house now.
Right.
Even if you don't have the phone.
You still got the Apple TV?
You understand what I'm saying? You can still do your Disney Plus. We'll even let you do Netflix. You know what I'm saying? But like,
it's there, but why would you want to do that when you can... Jason Momoa.
I just think there's a lot of potential in there. Right. Get that Jason. Better get you some Jason. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Is Apple Arcade the Trojan horse? $5 a month. I think it is. Let's move on. Cutscenes. Cut scenes, which is
the best part of the game.
Look at y'all, man. So look, there's a lot to cover in cutscenes this week. Because a lot happened. State of play, Inside Xbox. Here's what I want to start with. Something that wasn't really at either one of those things. I mean, I guess, but Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, has an exclusive survivor mode, to PlayStation for 1 year, for a whole year, and people are hot, bro.
I don't understand that. I really don't. You made the game. You made the game cross-play. You made it cross-save.
But still had to find a way. Still had to find a way to stick it to the consumer.
Because I was super happy with the fact of that. Because you know what? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna buy Call of Duty on Xbox. Sure. But I can now play with my friends that still have to play. I was like,
that's a bet. Right. Won't matter where you buy it. Right.
And I bet you I got a couple friends that are gonna absolutely love that new mode that are playing on PlayStation.
What is the new mode?
It's I haven't gotten the whole details on the mode yet.
It's called Special Ops Survival Mode.
That's about it. I don't know.
Okay, so that's all we know.
Here's the thing. Could I know more? Yes.
Absolutely.
Am I interested?
Not really.
Not really. Here's why. Don't really do Call of Duty. Don't really care about Call of Duty. Haven't really cared about Call of Duty for a number of years. Call of Duty, though, is always the #1 best-selling game of the year, every year, and it comes out at the very end of the year, which just speaks to the strength and power of Call of Duty. So it's important to talk about it. And this year, I'm probably getting Call of Duty.
I ain't gonna lie, I saw that.
That's because
story
the
trailer.
story.
No, I was watching the story trailer during the State of Play, and I was like,
yeah.
And I think it's gonna be a problem. I was already kind of on it. Who do you think is to blame for this? Is this a Sony thing or is it an Activision thing?
I want to say a Sony thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to lean towards Activision because you know what? I'm sure Sony threw them some type of money out. Yeah, we want this for a year. Like we're gonna throw you some money. We gotta have something on this platform to make this thing where people want to buy Call of Duty on PlayStation and not Xbox. And this mode,
sure they do money at it no matter what. I think it's probably both. I want to lean a little bit more towards Activision. I say that because, and I'm wondering whether or not there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes here. This is why. It is also Activision who was the publisher at the helm of Destiny and Destiny 2. And their content that went to PlayStation for a year before Xbox got it. Now that Bungie is no longer under Activision with Destiny, I'm wondering whether or not there was some sort of a potential something else for Destiny, whatever, that when that fell through,
they swung that deal their way.
That, well, look, we still got Call of Duty, and Call of Duty, I mean, look, we love Destiny, but Call of Duty is still the biggest game on the planet every year, so we'll just throw you an exclusive there. You know what I mean? To offset whatever the Destiny deal probably was supposed to be or something like that. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Do I feel like people have a right to be mad about it? Sure. But, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, exclusive stuff happens all the time.
And at least the one thing in this mode, it's not like with the Destiny thing, how you're missing, like, weapons and stuff like that. Like, it's a mode, like...
But that's what Destiny kind of did, like
the important stuff is there that you've come to know.
Right, like there might be a strike or something you couldn't do, or whatever with Destiny. I'm just saying that, like, for me, I don't have a specific issue with exclusive stuff. I don't even necessarily have an issue with stuff having an exclusive window. I think a year is ridiculous, though. I do. I think that a year is ridiculous. And here's the biggest reason why I think it's ridiculous, specifically with this title. Because you know as well as I do that a year from now, whatever the new Call of Duty is
getting ready to come out.
Yeah.
Meaning that by the time that people on Xbox
get it, it's not going to matter.
They're ready to move on to the next one.
And possibly ready to move on to a new console.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because by this time next year,
we'll at least have one of those.
We probably will have one of them out, or we will at least know a date for when it will be out, and it will probably be coming out right alongside Call of Duty.
Straight up, that's what.
And the question of whether or not one of those will be coming out as a launch title with Call of Duty, more than likely, that's what we're looking at.
Yep.
Right? So if you're an Xbox player, that game mode means nothing to you. Because,
no, you don't have it up front now.
Because by the time you get your hands on it, you won't care.
Yeah. You'll be ready. You'll be on your way moving on to the next one.
It would be different if this game was coming out in the same way that last year's game came out, where they didn't do a single player at all. All they did was multiplayer, right? Which made me think, you know what? They might just stick with this for a really long time and just keep doing this. Maybe they're not going to put out a new Call of Duty next year. Maybe they're going to go to every 2 years or whatever. But we know that they have moved teams around to push up, making sure that the next Call of Duty gets out on time when it's supposed to for next year. So we know a new one's coming.
Yep.
And it's going to have new stuff. And for real, for all we know, there'll be a mode next year that's on Xbox that's exclusive to them for a year. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you're right.
What I don't think, though, is that I don't think Phil Spencer would do a deal like that.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he'd do a 1 year exclusive deal. He's just, the way that Xbox has been poisoning themselves has just been, we want people to be able to play their games everywhere. We don't want to hold anybody hostage or keep anybody from being able to play games. It just doesn't.
Especially locking portions of the game away that people can play for you.
Because for all they know, that mode, like, once I see the details, like, it could very well be their most popular mode outside of, normal online multiplayer.
What if that mode comes out and there's some trash?
Now that's the other side of it.
That would be funny.
It's like, PlayStation guys, here's your garbage. Go ahead and
not even trash. But again, just nobody plays it. Like nobody's really playing. You know what I mean?
Look,
like,
I doubt it. I doubt it, but maybe. You know what I mean? Again, that's stuff that remains to be seen. I mean, what we know now is that there's an exclusive deal and people are upset about it, and I think they have a right to be upset about it. At the same time, exclusivity is a thing.
Yeah.
Valid. I mean, valid.
Last of Us 2 ain't coming to Xbox. It's just not.
Not even a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's just, even a little bit.
Exclusivity is a thing.
It's always been a thing. It still is going to be a thing. It's just, it goes. I'm thinking more so back to, like, the whole Street Fighter thing. Like, the people were on the disc, but, behind a paywall type of thing or whatever. I'm just looking at this whole thing the same way. Like, the content's on the disc, but, we don't get it for another year. And, it's just...
The content exists. Yeah. In this case, that's all you can really say is the content exists. Yeah. I mean, it just
be a patch and just patch it in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about State of Play, real quick. Let me go to my notes, man. It was a lot that happened at State of Play. So I took copious notes.
Copious. Bring out the big words.
It's not really that big of a word. It's not even that many letters.
Have you ever
Sounds
used,
like it,
have you used copious in a sentence as of recently?
No, not of recently. No.
Actually, you just did.
So technically,
Like
yes.
twice.
Before today, have you used that?
No, I did not.
Okay, thank you.
Did you know what I meant?
Yes, I know what you meant.
Okay, we got me. Okay. State of play. Let me start by saying that I think that the new format for State of Play is better than the old format.
Okay.
It's a little more upbeat. I think that the narration over it was a little more upbeat, a little less robotic.
It was a little
felt
bit more.
better.
It was a little more Nintendo-ish.
There's a little bit of that. It could use a person in order to be a little more Nintendo-ish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll see if that happens or becomes a thing or whatever. But they are saying, even in that, they said, keep sending us your feedback. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. We're continuing to adjust, and they'll keep doing it. I mean, it is what
That's
it
good,
is.
man, because State of Play was absolutely. Well, I actually didn't watch State of Play. I got the tidbits afterwards because I really thought it was going to end up being.
Short.
I really
like
thought it was
20
going
minutes.
to be the same thing. So I just got the one tidbit that I knew was coming. We'll get to it, but I didn't even bother because I figured it was going to end up being the exact same as it's always been. But now that you say that,
I mean, it mostly was. It just felt better.
Felt better. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's the same basic format, but it just felt better. They started with a game called Humanity, which is coming in 2020. Just kind of a strange thing with like just a bunch of people like running into each other. I don't really know what it is or why or understand it, but that's what they started with. They showed Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We just talked about that. We don't need to get into that. Then they showed Watam or Watam, which is
creator of
Katamari Damacy.
Yeah.
Which is dropping in December.
Oh.
It looks strange.
Something for this year. Ooh, okay.
It looks Katamari Damacy strange. I'm sure people are gonna love it.
Yeah, that's the little things because of the strength of Katamari and how much like that joint was genuinely like fun as hell. This one, I'm looking at it like, I don't know, but I'll wait, see what the game actually is when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? Just go from there.
Here's what I think. It'll be one of those like indie type darling things. I think it's gonna get a lot of critical praise and whatever. I'm not buying that joint.
Oh no, I got too much.
That joint will be a free PlayStation Plus joint one day.
There we go.
And that's when
I'll download it. Still probably not gonna
take a while. Take a while.
It's gonna be in my library.
Just be the collection. Yeah, just be part of the collection. Yeah.
Then they showed a joint called Arise, which was cool. Then they showed the LA Noire VR case files, which actually dropped
at the same time.
Yeah.
Followed by PSVR Sizzle Reel. So it's nice to know that they're continuing to kind of push PSVR. There were some pretty cool titles, coming that were in there. I feel like they maybe are staying a little bit away from PSVR while they kind of try to push it so people know that they're not leaving it behind. But I'm pretty sure we're getting ready to get a new version of PlayStation VR.
It's about time.
Like it's time. Medieval.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. Yep.
Shrugs. Civ 6. That's cool. First time, Civilization 6 coming to a PlayStation console, coming November 22nd. Civ, whether you play it or not, is a long-running series that has a huge following that people absolutely love, and I think it's dope that it's making its way to PlayStation. That's cool. Then we got Death Stranding. The console.
The console, right, yeah.
Let me say something. Alright, now look. Most PlayStation consoles, like the special edition consoles, have been garbage. They've been pretty weak by like Xbox's consoles have like been smacking PlayStation consoles in the face. They had that one really tight PlayStation anniversary joint that was like the blue that was like whatever.
Yeah.
That was clean. God of War joint was like, Spider-Man joint, clean.
It was red. I was no-brainer for me.
Right. The Yakuza joint that never came out over here. I thought that joint was clean with the dragon etched into the joint or whatever.
But they never, Yeah,
but we never got it over here yet.
The console, The
controller? Fire.
That is the best PlayStation controller ever made. Point blank, full stop, period.
And look, when I saw it, I was like, oh, those go well together. Like to capture Death Stranding.
I don't even care.
I want the controller.
That controller is fire.
I need the
bruh.
I don't need to
controller.
light up.
I need it to be sold
Just end up
separately.
going
I
for
will
it.
buy it.
Bruh.
If GameStop would give you money for a console, I'd buy the console, take this, trade it in, but they gonna give me next to nothing for that junk.
He had this one back. I put my other gold joint in there.
Real talk.
There you go. No, that's what came with it.
After Party. So I found this interesting.
I've been looking forward to After Party for a minute.
Me too. But I've only ever seen it shown as a
As a
title
Switch.
coming to Game Pass.
Okay, no Switch. Okay,
It's a Game Pass.
and Game
joint.
Pass, and Game
This is
Pass.
the first time I've seen it at a PlayStation thing, and I feel like we got probably our best look really at it.
Added this time, yeah, we did.
side.
We did.
In game anyway.
Yeah,
Because inside Xbox they also did After Party, but they had one of the creators like on
Yeah,
there
yeah,
talking
talking
about it,
about
whatever,
it.
and giving insight to it. So, thought that was a little, you know. The next State of Play is coming in October. They will have MLB The Show, and that joint is MLB The Show 19 is
That's
going to be free
for next month.
along with Last of Us Remastered for
Make sure I
PlayStation
cop
Plus.
that.
And then Last of Us 2. Dope trailer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Dope.
Like it has me giant. For
Dope.
Last of Us 2. And I still
They brought it
got
back.
to finish part 1.
Oh, you haven't finished part one?
But I'm more than halfway through it. I just gotta, just keep finishing it. Yeah, but like
Start from the beginning again, put it on easy and just
run.
No, it's on easy, and I still remember everything I've done so far. I just gotta,
Cool.
just put the finishing touches on it.
that joint. Here's the thing. It looks scary. It looks scary.
It looks darker.
It
Definitely looks darker.
It looks darker. Which is saying something for.
I
Last
was
of Us.
happy to see my man.
Oh
Joe,
yeah,
like,
at the end. Yeah, like they just gonna let you do this by yourself.
yeah.
That's been the missing piece.
I know the whole time.
The whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
So like
Thought my man gonna bite the big one. Like,
February is gonna be a problem.
yeah.
I'm with it.
The top of the year is finna be an issue.
I'm with it.
Finna be an issue.
I'm with it.
my January
State of Play.
That'll take February.
Inside Xbox.
Oh yes.
So we already talked about Project X Cloud going into a public preview. I don't even really want to call
Fingers
it a
crossed
preview,
that
but-
we all get in. Fingers crossed.
That's dope. There was a lot about Game Pass. Idea at Xbox Game Pass is in the works, which I thought is interesting.
Pretty.
There will be an Idea at Xbox showcase on the 26th. So by the time y'all see this, it will have passed already. That's tomorrow.
That's
20th.
tomorrow for us.
At 9 a.m. So I'll be looking at that.
Pacific time, Eastern time.
Then they showed Code Vein.
Yeah, so
They just showed a racket joint. So I'm just gonna Code Vein, Outer Worlds. Gears 5 is gonna add four more
4 more characters.
characters.
And 400 like items and like I think some new game modes or something like that. So some, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff coming for
They
that.
putting stuff in the game.
New Forza Horizon 4 bundle with the Lego expansion. So an Xbox One X, One and a One S version.
I know they mentioned they showed Atlas, which I'm stupid excited for.
Minecon
Yes.
this weekend. Again, by the time y'all see this, it will have been last
Coming
weekend.
on, right.
But Minecraft, young.
It's not
Like
gonna
I
go
say,
away.
dog,
It's
the most
unstoppable.
unstoppable game on the
It's
planet.
unstoppable.
You can't stop Minecraft.
It's impossible.
The ugliest game, but the most unstoppable game.
Not ugly no more, bro.
Nah,
That ray
they gonna
tracing.
clean-
That ray
Don't even
tracing.
start, dog.
Wait till we get this next
Don't even
generation.
Start with that.
That
Wait till
ray
we get the next
tracing.
generation and they say, yeah, Minecraft gonna be right there for
Oh,
you.
you know what it is.
It's gonna be right there
You
for
know what it
you.
is. I don't think they'll ever do a Minecraft 2.
What's the point? Don't need to.
Hey, bro, if they come out in Minecon and be like, oh, we doing a Minecraft 2. Here's what I'm expecting, though, out of Minecon. They're going to have a bunch of people streaming in like 9 different countries, all in different languages, so
Oh, that's
people can
dope.
watch along and see and all that, which I think is great. Here's what I'm expecting. What's that Minecraft dungeon crawler that's coming out? That joint is going to be a problem. I can't think of what it's called.
I know what you did.
Y'all know what I mean? I think that's going to be a problem, and I definitely think that's going to get a huge showcase.
Showing them.
Yep, at Minecon this weekend.
Yeah, play Minecraft and see if I'm gonna get hooked on that, John.
Minecraft
Minecraft?
Dungeons.
Minecraft Dungeons. Okay.
You had it. You had it. You just
Right
put
there.
it together.
I didn't have an extra word. I
Yeah.
put it together. It was just,
No, the word was keeping them apart.
I was stacking bricks like Minecraft. You've never played Minecraft?
Played it, but I've gotten on it, but I haven't like just gone fully
I feel
into
safe
it.
to say that I've not played it because the little bit I played don't count as playing Minecraft.
Let me tell you something. Minecraft. Because if you do it, you're going to have to peel yourself back out. And if you get involved with people who are already in, like once they start showing you things, it's not, like if you just jump in by yourself,
Yeah.
it's not going to matter. You're just going to be in a world, you can punch stuff for a while, you might learn how to make a pickaxe or whatever. It's not the same thing. But get in that joint with 4 other people and go into one of their worlds and see what they built. Playing their houses.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yes.
It's a thing. I strongly advise against it. Ghost Recon Breakpoint Beta. They talked about that. Had my man John Bernthal on. Talking about his involvement in it and all that.
Hey, I'm loving him with this character, dog.
All I'm going to tell you is,
I'm loving it with
I don't really care. I'm going to shoot him in his face.
oh, damn.
Okay.
Oh, he gonna get this work.
Do you
but,
hear me?
but understand, I am. You understand how excited I am for that night that we are all off and we are like we're logging and getting ready to play that.
You mean
joint?
tomorrow? Because I'm finna get on.
I actually
You mean tonight?
I mean with the full game.
Wait,
I mean with the full game.
Is it dropping midnight? Is it going to drop at midnight?
I'm pretty sure it's midnight. I'm pretty sure.
I know what y'all gonna be doing tonight.
You know what I'm going to be doing.
Well, yeah, you.
If they don't drop midnight, there's a good chance.
Hitman 2 Haven Island drop. That was cool. Felix the Reaper. Listen, I was out. I don't care. But then I watched this trailer and they had this like whole like a little fake mini documentary by the makers of the game. The idea of playing a game as the Grim Reaper and you're playing these puzzle games where you have to like hide and stay in the shadows to kill a person, but all you really want to do is dance because you're the Grim Reaper and you love to dance and you're trying to take this shorty on a date. You're trying to get this girl to go dance with you.
None of that was made up at all.
That's what the game is. Felix the Reaper.
Turned that the most anime concept.
You know who,
Hey,
you
bro,
know who that sounds
real
like?
talk.
You know who that sound like? The Grim Reaper dude on Family Guy.
Yeah, he be chilling.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Straight up. Hey, listen, my man a little pudgy. I like it, man. He be getting down.
Nah, I
He
will
be
say
partying.
that. He be partying.
He be partying.
He got his little headphones on. He be grooving.
And you got killer bammers on each little puzzle stage or whatever. You gotta get. That joint's tough.
You can kill him like Michael Jackson. Did that.
They showed Ace Combat 7 having new DLC. Can I just say, I have ignored Ace Combat for probably a decade. A solid decade. Okay? Ace Combat's always looked so good.
They are.
They always look so
No
good.
BS. I'm just like a closet Ace Combat fan.
Listen, me too.
Like
I haven't played
like
Ace Combat in
I played like the
years.
first, like I was faithful up through like 4 or 5.
something like that. Yeah, when like live them joints. Like I love them and like no BS. That DLC got me like.
I was like, I was looking at these members like, listen, I was like, man, that Top Gun trailer had me. This joint might be a problem.
I'm sitting there like I
Wait
got
till
the game.
that
Like, we gotta
DLC
take out a
shows up.
submarine. Okay, like I started thinking like I got the game at home. Like yeah, like I mess with them joints hard.
Hey, listen, Ace Combat crack.
No, that might be no BS. That might be one of them things they catch on a good deal this year.
You know it's gonna
Yeah,
have one.
yeah,
you know it's gonna have one.
Might have to just
get
go
it with
pull
all the
trigger on that.
DLC and just
Yep.
jump in and go.
Yep.
Maybe right now the Game Pass.
Hey, tell you something.
The Felix the Reaper joint's dropping on 10/17, so middle of October. After Party drops 10/29. I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, right in
I
time.
want that so
right
bad.
in time for Halloween.
And then XO 19 in London, November 14th. They will also have additional programming through Inside Xbox on the 15th and the 16th. They say they're gonna have some major surprises. What do we think we're gonna see? xCloud stuff?
Most certainly.
You think we're gonna see some new console stuff?
A little extra information.
You think so?
Possibly.
How
Better
many?
to do it on their own stage.
I mean, technically, even at E3, it's their own stage now.
You're right about
Maybe
that.
their own spot.
We're here, guys.
Yep.
We're here
It's
to put on
It's
the show
ours.
for you.
What do you think, Lo? We're gonna see. What do you think we're gonna see? XO19.
They're gonna talk about xCloud because the what's name will be out by then, right? The
The
beta, yeah, will
Right.
be out by then. So they're gonna talk about that.
They're also talking about expanding it to more people. It'll start out with a smaller group of people, and they're gonna start to expand
Just
it.
add in iOS, Apple devices, please.
Now you gotta wait. Let us have our fun first. And
I'm gonna, if I get in, I'm gonna get an Android device. I'm gonna buy a damn
You are.
Samsung tablet.
you are, but besides that, I don't think we're gonna get any mention of Project Scarlet.
Nah,
I don't think we're gonna get any.
Not a
mention.
single word.
I think we will, but also I think we're gonna see.
Nah,
I think we're gonna see some major additions to Game Pass. Cause I'm sorry, like,
now that I can see.
I mean major. Like when they showed the added Jump
I mean,
Force.
like Gears 5 major edition, like just
Jump
Yeah,
Force
Jump
being
Force
that,
means,
but
yeah.
Jump Force at the same time doesn't surprise me, just because of how he's been back and forth between Microsoft and being in Japan and doing all that. So that doesn't surprise me.
Sure.
But I feel like we're gonna see like some like heavy hitter type things join Game Pass. Yeah, like Gears type level.
I have a feeling that XO19 will be the first time we hear of a major third-party game coming to Game Pass day one.
ooh.
I agree. Oh, you know what? Would it be funny if that would be in Call of Duty?
What, for next year? That would
Hey,
be crazy.
that could be crazy. Only
That's
reason
not
I say that is just because of exclusive. It could
Activision
be,
ain't playing that
Hey,
game, but they money.
but it may not be Activision though, because you know they rotate the ones behind the games each year.
It's always Activision, though. Activision is the owns Call of Duty. They're always the publisher. They're not. The developer
Right.
changes.
Yeah, every other year.
Yeah, the developer changes from Treyarch to
But something
Infinity
along.
Ward
Yeah.
How
and,
about picking back up what you said? What if it's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? Going back and forth to Japan,
Dog, don't-
making deals.
Dog,
I mean, what
here's
if
the
it's Blue
issue.
Dragon 2? Stop playing
Ooh,
around.
God.
Hey,
What if it's Lost Odyssey 2?
don't play with
God.
Don't play with me.
me. Don't play with me.
Don't play with me.
Just
This is
saying.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Hold on. You just saying what? This is what I'm saying.
I'm
I got
saying.
something I'm saying.
You can't be mentioning joints like that.
Yes, I can, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Let me tell you why.
I'm listening.
Because right now, Sony is banking so hard on Square and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And we've been hearing that it's supposed to be coming to Xbox.
Xbox.
They did that little joint
They
with
did.
it, whatever. Now, could they talk about that at XO19?
Absolutely.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Now that I can see that. I can see them showing the trailer for it. Like, what's up?
But listen, could they be pushing?
And we're
To
bringing
get
back
rid of
Aerith
this
on
one.
Xbox.
Woo! That would be a lie.
Hey, no,
Lie.
but, hey, if
And they
it
were
was
just
real,
like, hey, Phoenix Downs work on Xbox. Like, nah.
It's one special one that you
But
get.
if they push to have some strong, like, Japanese RPG, especially if they would announce like a Lost Odyssey 2 or something like that, coming to Xbox, being on Game Pass, being day one, you know, exclusive to Xbox and obviously PC, because they're not going to not
They ain't
do
gonna let
PC, right? There's potential there for a Microsoft to swoop in. I don't believe that Microsoft could
Taking the Star
buy.
Ocean.
Here's one of the things. Microsoft has been purchasing a lot of studios. We know that, right? Miss Walker as a studio, I don't even know if it still exists, right? But that was a studio that did it.
right?
This is the original creator of Final Fantasy. It had that same feel, that same look. Lost Odyssey is a gem.
It is.
It is a woo. That thing is a gem. As far as I know, it is illegal to allow a foreign company to buy a Japanese company. So, like, Microsoft would not be allowed to purchase Miss Walker to like bring it in to the Microsoft Studios helm. They can't do that. But could they buy the game? Could they buy the IP?
Yes.
Could they? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, my man been flying back and forth to Japan, trying to work some magic, trying to get some things popping, trying to make some things happen.
He doing it.
Could we see an exclusive Yakuza title that maybe is the title that Sin was trying to get? That they've been saying is the old school, feudal Japan joint. What I'm saying is, when they start talking major announcements, I start throwing out just major curveballs. Just say what's up.
What you're saying is what both y'all saying is that going back and forth to Japan, trying to get things situated and what he's doing over there, making all this magic happen. That there's a lot of possibility for like the sky's the limit for what he could bring to the table at XO19 and the future. Like it's a lot of dope games that come out over Japan that we never see the light of day over here.
Right. You're right.
Import. That's it.
Yeah.
I am. Here's part of what I'm expecting to get. Now I don't know that we're here at XO19. I don't think they're ready to start talking about pricing or what it's going to cost to do xCloud or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get. No.
There's no doubt in my mind that they will bundle Game Pass Ultimate with whatever it's going to cost to do
xCloud and all that.
xCloud.
I think it just makes most sense to have, all of it under one. Just under one thing. You know what I'm saying? You're not worried about, I'm paying for this, but I'm not paying for this, I'm paying for this. Like, just put them all under one thing. The ultimate package.
Just give me a yearly price.
Game on a PC.
Just give me the yearly price. So I just want to
pay for the year.
Pay for the year and get it done, get it over with.
I mean, that's why I went ahead and just paid for the joint and got the extra years. You know what I'm saying? For Ultimate. When I did it was like, my joint is paid up through 2021.
Yeah, I think I got like something like that too. Yeah,
I'm gravy. Yeah. Like I'm like just whatever.
I'm barely escaping into 2020.
Yeah. So you
I'm
good. Yeah.
I'm good for a couple of years.
You good.
I'm good for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm straight. I don't have to worry about paying him for a minute.
Yeah, it's done. All right. So listen. Needless to say, there's a lot happening in gaming that is affecting both sides.
It is.
And this holiday is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy with news and information and releases and all of that.
The biggest holiday ever.
It's always that.
Every year is.
Every year.
But it's going to be the biggest holiday ever.
You're right.
It's going to start getting stupid next week.
You're right. That too. It's stupid now. Listen, you guys let us know in the comments below how you feel about everything we just talked about. Where are you on xCloud? Are you an Apple person? Are you an Android person? Do you wish that they let you do both on both? Are you going to try the Android Play Pass now that that's a thing? Opposed to Apple Arcade? I mean, it's enticing. It
is.
Meh, I wouldn't know. But I might have to if the xCloud doesn't allow me. You're
right. You're absolutely right.
Hey, listen. Y'all let us know in the comments how you feel about all that. We appreciate you staying tuned all the way to the end. Thank you to our Patreon supporters.
Absolutely.
We definitely love you all. With that, we're out. Toodles and lose. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.